there's one question we all must ask ourselves. Are you a lemon or a rosebud? Well, judging from all the requests, I'm leaning towards the latter. That's right, we're going to be looking at Adam Rose's first and last matches.
I thought it was party time all the time.
Born in Johannesburg, South Africa, Adam Rose dreamed of being a wrestler ever since he was a kid. At age 14, Rose ran away from home and survived by living on the streets and sleeping in abandoned buildings. This continued for a couple of years, but what allowed Adam to escape was his passion for wrestling. At just 16 years old, the South African wrestled his first match. He continued competing in his home country for about a decade, until Rose got an opportunity to work in WWE. He moved to the US and went straight to WWE's development system, FCW, which eventually became NXT. When he first arrived, Adam Rose was given the name Leo Kruger. Initially, the character was South African royalty, but as time went on, he evolved into a creepy hunter. As Leo Kruger, Adam did alright, but the character wasn't exactly catching on. Something had to change, so in early 2014, Kruger was taken off TV. The South African underwent some development, and on March 6, 2014, the world was introduced to Adam Rose. Real quick, I want to talk about the sponsor for this episode of Bell to Bell, Raid Shadow Legends. In this turn-based game, you must take down the Dark Lord Zeroth by building an army of champions. Battle and defeat enemies such as lizardmen, skinwalkers, and more to level up your team and earn rewards. Download Raid for your smartphone or PC by using the links below, while I tell you about my favorite faction in the game, Orcs. These guys are massive, and really strong too. I chose this orc, Gaelic, because he kinda reminds me of Braun Strowman. I like using him in battle because he can destroy a ton of enemies with just one move. WWE might want to sign this guy. There are several game modes to play, but my favorite is the campaign. Not only do you get to follow an intriguing story, but you can also fight wave after wave of enemies and battle a boss at the end of each stage. Raid is always updating too. Here are some of the awesome looking new champions that'll be coming out soon. Each one has phenomenal detail, but I'm most excited to see what this lizard dude can do. Support Tap Out Corner by downloading Raid for free using the links below. If you're a new player, you can get an exclusive welcome pack that contains 1 clan boss key, 1 energy refill, 1 day XP boost, 5 mystery shards, 50 gems, 50,000 silver, and this pretty sweet champion, Executioner. Add them to your roster for free by using the links below. You'll find your extra rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days only. Alright, now let's check out Adam Rose's first match. Accompanied by a group of partygoers who would eventually be called Rosebuds, Adam Rose was a loud and colorful party animal. After his flashy entrance was over, Adam Rose got ready to take on his debut opponent, Wesley Blake. Even after the bell rang, Adam was still having fun by running around the ring and using rolls to fight out of a hold. Keeping with his laid-back attitude, Rose ran into the ropes and used them to dodge attacks from his opponent. Once he knocked Blake to the mat, Rose's attitude did a 180 as he got much more aggressive and tried to wear down Wesley as quickly as possible. Blake began fighting back, but Rose responded with a spear and several elbows to Wesley's head. With Wesley Blake down, Adam Rose picked him up and sent him back to the mat with a massive spinebuster. To finish the match, Rose went to one of the corners and smashed Blake with a clothesline to get the pinfall. After the bell, the music started playing, the lights went on, and Adam celebrated his first victory with the Rosebuds. While not fantastic, I think Rose's debut accomplished what it needed to do. It introduced us to Adam Rose and established his comedic style of wrestling. With a wrestler like Adam Rose, it takes a few matches for fans to know what to chant and how to interact. So even though the crowd wasn't insanely loud during this match, that would change as time went on. Adam Rose caught on quickly with the audience, and after 4 years in development, it appeared he had finally found a character that worked. In fact, Adam Rose was doing so well that only a month after his first match, promos began airing, hyping his main roster debut. Rose and his Rosebuds made their first appearance on Raw in early May of 2014 and began feuding with Jack Swagger. Adam would distract the All-American, causing Swagger to lose his matches. The two wrestlers ended up having several matches against each other, but Adam Rose always managed to win. For the next few months, things stayed pretty consistent for Rose. He continued to pick up wins and was undefeated on the main roster until October 10th, when Rose lost to Kane. Even though he had been defeated, Adam Rose's career actually sort of picked up. A little while before his match with Kane, Adam began teaming with a member of the Rosebuds, the Bunny. As time went on, Adam Rose appeared to be getting more and more jealous of his costume partner. Things heated up when the bunny cost Adam Rose a match, and Rose responded by assaulting his Rosebud. The bunny continued to accompany Adam and would try to help him win matches. Despite the bunny's intentions, Adam Rose didn't care and continued to beat down the Rosebud. This continued until December 2014, when Adam Rose gave the bunny one final assault that put the mascot away permanently. As you'd expect, this officially caused Adam Rose to turn heel. Even with this change in character, Adam Rose's career sort of came to a standstill. In 2015, he had a brief feud with Zack Ryder, which saw Rose only pick up a victory once. Finally, in April, things seemed to be going somewhere when Rosa Mendes joined Rose and became his manager. Around that same time, Adam Rose would get rid of the Rosebuds and started saying that the party was over and it was his time. While his career briefly improved, it didn't last long, and Rose would be mainly seen on Main Event and Superstars. Rosa Mendes abruptly left Adam with no explanation, likely due to her real-life pregnancy. For the rest of 2015, Adam Rose kept bouncing between several gimmicks, from being a self-important artist to delivering cryptic messages to hosting a segment called The Rose Bush. Finally though, in early 2016, Adam Rose found something that stuck. Alongside Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, and Heath Slater, the four men formed a faction called the Social Outcasts. While it didn't result in a main event push or championships, it gave Adam Rose's career some direction and put him in matches and segments with huge stars. However, wherever the group was going to lead Adam was cut short. We'll get into the reason why in a bit, but the April 11th, 2016 episode of Raw would unknowingly be Adam Rose's final match in WWE. The South African's last opponent would be Apollo Crews, who had just made his main roster debut the week before. The match started with Crews showing off his athleticism and using it to send Rose flying to the outside. Once he was in the ring again, Adam Rose locked up with Apollo and used a cheap shot to take control. Rose would begin wearing down Apollo Crews in the corners and then secured a headlock to keep the high flyer grounded. When Apollo started fighting back, Adam Rose knocked him back down with a kick to the face. Similar to his first match, Rose began taunting his opponent before trying to execute a suplex. Despite his best efforts, Apollo Crews overpowered Adam and countered with his own suplex. With the momentum shifted, Crews fired up and began landing move after move on Adam Rose. Bo Dallas tried to help out his fellow Social Outcast member, but Apollo had Rose's number and hit an enziguri and a spinning sit-out powerbomb to get the 3 count. For what it was, this was a fun little match. Not a great finale for Adam Rose, but it is kind of poetic. Adam's first match saw him squashing someone so that he looked good, and in his last match, Rose was the one being squashed in order to help someone else. That's kind of a cool parallel between Adam Rose's debut match and his final one. As I mentioned before, 5 days after his match against Apollo Crews, Adam Rose was suspended for violating WWE's wellness policy. Rose did respond, saying that he was taking a prescribed medication and did not do anything knowingly wrong. During his suspension, Rose would be arrested for domestic violence and tampering with a witness, but the case would eventually be dropped. Because of the arrest, WWE suspended Rose indefinitely, but would ultimately release him after Adam requested it. Post-WWE, Adam Rose competed on the independent scene for several years before retiring in 2019. So did you like or hate Adam Rose? Let me know in the comments. Also, hit the video in the center to watch Ariel's first and last matches in WWE. With that, I'm Zach from Tap Out Corner, and that was Bell to Bell.